without further ado, we're going to get started with our presentation here with Atlas Voyages. Uh, Thank you so much, Andy, for coming and giving us this amazing presentation. Um, this is an amazing brand that is in the market for expedition and luxury travel. And like we were hinting at earlier, their voyages to Antarctica are absolutely breathtaking. And I'll let Andy tell you more about it.
Thank you, Chris. And hello, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Andy Fuentes. I am the Regional Sales Director for Atlas Ocean Voyages, and it's my pleasure to talk to you more about this wonderful brand. And more specifically, we're going to take a deeper dive into one of our best itineraries that we have on our repertoire, and is the continent of Antarctica. So just before we dive into Antarctica, just want to tell you a little bit about our brand. We are a luxury yacht expedition. So I would say that we are the perfect marriage of a yacht and expedition. Our cruise ships are they only carry about less than 200 passengers. On average, we carry about 150 to 170 passengers. We also have about 140 crew members. So on board our yachts, you have that personalized service. Our itineraries are amazing. We go to remote destinations like Antarctica or the Arctic, but we also go to heart of bustling cities in Europe, in Northern Europe, South America, Caribbean. And as we are expanding, we're definitely going to different places here in the very near future. Currently, we have 3 ships on our fleet: World Navigator, World Traveler, and World Voyager. All 3 sisters are new ships, they're new builds. World Navigator launched in 2021, thereafter in 22, Traveler, and thereafter in 23, Voyager. And if you're saying, are you going to have something for 24? No, we're going to take a little break for the next 2 years. But currently in the future, in 26 and beyond, we're definitely going to have more ships on our fleet as we're fast growing. One of the things I definitely want you to keep in mind is when you're talking about expeditions, is what the word expedition means. And sometimes folks have different interpretations what the word expedition means. It truly means a transformative journey with a purpose. And I want you to, as you look at where we go, just think about that we bring some extra flavor. We're taking a deeper dive into the areas that we're visiting. Our yachts are very chic and they are luxury. And when I say luxury, I don't want you to think that we are more ultra luxury or have all the bells and whistles. We're more into more relaxed environment. We're casual luxury. Definitely have a bunch of inclusions. Our staterooms are very large. We have that great service. As I mentioned, 140 crew members for more than 150 to 170 people. It's just, you have that great family-oriented service with our crew members. But also, we're more into that luxury cruises that, we have great food, great service, etc., but we don't have those high-end prices as some of our other competitors. On an expedition cruise, we want you to really immerse yourself, not only with the areas, but also get educated. A lot of folks, when they go on board our voyages, they hear our great lectures from our expedition team. When they go to Antarctica, you're going to know about, whales, fish, penguins. You're going to learn about seals and all different types of birds. Some of them are more than you bargained for. But also you get to know about, on our Epicurean expeditions, you get to know about the food culture, food and wine, and you're really going to take a deeper dive into these amazing areas, and you're going to get a lot of knowledge back to you. And not only are you going to get that knowledge, but we want you to get immersed. And that's one thing that you're probably looking for, a type of vacation where you don't just graze the surface of where you go, you really get into the weeds in these areas. And we want you to get involved, whether it be kayaking, whether it be on the Zodiacs, or whether it being, a cooking class with our chefs. And some of our Epicurean expeditions in Europe, You're there with chefs that have been in the Food Network before or are top chef winners. On our cultural expeditions, you have architecture, you have architects, you have artists, you have actually Australian right now. We have astrologers, you have all these different folks, different knowledge. And when you're visiting these areas, we definitely want you to be with these experts. And the last thing that we have in an expedition is inspiration. We want you to get inspired. We want you to be those storytellers. We want you to bring back memories back to your family and say, hey, I've been to Antarctica. I've stepped finally foot on the seventh continent. I went with the executive chef from Barilla Pastas, and I made pastas from scratch in Italy. These are the type of things that we definitely want you to enjoy on our luxury expedition voyages. And with that being said, being that we are expedition, we have a lot of inclusions. Now, there's a list of inclusions I put on there, but just want to point out some of the things that we do include that probably you're like, wait, so I usually pay for this on other cruise lines. Yes, you probably do, but we are more inclusive. So we're talking about prepaid gratuities, all alcoholic beverages, all non-alcoholic beverages, room service are included, specialty dining are included. We're more sustainable, so we don't have bottles with water. We actually give you a we give you a reusable water bottle that you can either replenish on the ship, different stations on board the ship, or actually our stateroom attendants will replenish it for you. So with our 3 vessels, we vastly go right now to the polar regions and everything in between. As we have more additional ships, we're definitely going to open up more itineraries. I will tell you that next month, we're going to announce new itineraries around the Caribbean and North America. Those are very exciting, coming soon. But definitely have to stay tuned with cruise.com, and they'll definitely tell you our new itineraries when they come out sometime next month. So I definitely want to just kind of end our overview of Atlas with one little thing. We have an adventure for every type of explorer. So even though we're going to talk about Antarctica today, if Antarctica is probably not on your list and you want something more foodie type, we definitely have Epicurean expeditions. So that's more for the foodies. Or if you're an explorer and you want to know about culture, history, arts, architecture, this is something that you may want to take a look at, our cultural expeditions. So we have something for everyone. But I definitely want to take a deep dive into the Antarctic expeditions. One of my favorites. It's one of the ones that it's the very top of my list. I had the pleasure of going this past February. So I would tell you it is the number one. I mean, River Cruises was my number one, but this one definitely topped it, and now it's my number one. So kind of tell you what a daily voyage would look like. So you start by arriving in Buenos Aires the day before your cruise. The reasons why we tend to come the day before is we have an included pre-night hotel stay for you at the Hilton in downtown Buenos Aires, more particularly Puerto Madero. Puerto Madero is in the heart of Buenos Aires. A lot of great restaurants you can go. Everything is walkable. It is about 20 minutes away from the airport, the international airport of Buenos Aires. We definitely want you to get acclimated. You're probably on a long flight. Want you to rest up and walk around Buenos Aires before your big adventure. Don't party too hard, though, because at 5 a.m. in the morning, we will pick you up from your hotel and take you back to the airport as you take a charter flight, which we have included for you, from Buenos Aires down to Ushuaia. Ushuaia is the southernmost city. It's not much a city, it's a town, but the southernmost point in the world. So that's the very tip of South America. So Ushuaia, because it is a very nice town, a very vibrant town, we're going to take you on a cultural immersion. This is your first excursion. When you arrive, it is a 3-hour flight from Buenos Aires, and we're going to take you to their national park, which is called Tierra de Fuego. Tierra de Fuego is at, again, the very end of the world, very end of South America. Not a great landscape out there, not a great animals. So think about like your pre-Antarctica, and you get to visit what I find it very interesting, the southernmost post office in the world. You could definitely go there, take a visit, write yourself a postcard, write your family a postcard, but it will arrive in 3 months. But hey, it will arrive. Talk about snail mail. This is the snailest of the mails. And definitely it will get there about 90 days after your trip. My parents received it about 3 months after I went to Antarctica. I'm like, hey, did you send a postcard? I go, yeah, back in February. And they got it like in May, like late May. So be patient, but it will arrive. And it's just a great souvenir to have. So once you're done with Tierra del Fuego and take you to the ship, you board the vessel around 2 p.m. When you board the vessel, it's going to be from the ground level to your stateroom. It takes about 15 minutes. And you have all of our crew members there. They're celebrating, they're clapping for you, they're welcoming you home. And as you sit down on the couch, we'll give you a bottle. We give you another bottle, a glass of champagne with hors d'oeuvres, and you definitely enjoy yourself with some refreshments as we do the check-in process for you. Once the check-in process is done and you're finished with your champagne, you're finished with your hors d'oeuvres, then we escort you to your stateroom. And then our stateroom attendants will show you the room and we'll tell you to get ready as we're leaving at 5 p.m. through the Beagle Channel and away to Antarctica. So as you go to Antarctica, you have 2 days in the Drake's Passage. Yes, it's a little bumpy, but it's not as bad as you think. A lot of folks, they think about the Drake's Passage and say, well, it's a little bumpy and it's a YouTube video. I'll tell you folks, it's not as bad as you think. I used to have a video. It didn't come out very well, but we have some folks that kind of do the test of the Drake's Passage. These ships are made for the Drake's Passage, and they put like a glass of water on a windowsill, and they see this environment going up. You see the big waves and everything. And that glass of water did not move. So just to tell you that these ships are made for Antarctica. When I went, I had something that's called the Drake Lake, which honestly we had very good weather. So I tell folks it's not as bad as you think, but if it's something that your motion, you tend to have a little bit more motion sickness than others, definitely talk to your doctor to see if it's something they can provide to help you along the way. During the Drake's Passage, we have a lot of lectures, whether we talked about the animals, how to board a Zodiac, how to board the kayaks. It's very informative, and this is where you get to bring your size for your parkas. The parkas are for you to take home. We give that to you on board. We size you, you take them home. They're for the entire cruise. So don't overpack. That's kind of one of the common mistakes that folks make to Antarctica is they overpack. Remember, it's a very casual environment. So folks sometimes go to dinner in sweats. It's okay. We're not going to allow you to go in. You can go definitely whatever you want. It's fine. Things to wear to Antarctica, definitely layer up, kind of like if you're going to Alaska. So base layer, mid layer, if you're a little prone to the coldness. Your parkas are great. Definitely waterproof gloves, beanies are okay. If you have ski pants, that is perfect. A lot of folks do bring ski pants. Do not wear jeans out in the environment because they probably will get wet and it's a little cold out there. But the coldest I'm talking about is maybe 40 degrees. The average temperature when we go to Antarctica, which is in the months of November through March, it is 40 degrees. It is their summer. So it's not as bad as you think. And when you pass the Drake's Passage, and you finally get done with the Drake's Passage, these are the sights that you're going to see once you pass the Drake's Passage. And these are beautiful sights, enormous mountains, snow-capped mountains, icebergs, the size of cars, buses, sometimes even skyscrapers and buildings. They're just majestic when you go into the continent. And I would tell you that it's one of the sites that you will see is obviously not only the animals, but just this beautiful and I would say kind of serene place. You don't hear any planes, you don't hear phones. It's just you and the elements. You sea ice, definitely depending on the season that you go, the month that you go, you probably get more sea ice than none. Usually, if you go in November and December, you're going to get more sea ice than you would in January and February. Also, a lot of folks ask, what is the best time to go? Well, I would tell you that every single time is the best time to go to Antarctica. It all depends what you want to see. If you want to see that winter postcard landscape, definitely November, December will probably be your best bet. But if you want to see animals, you want to see the baby penguins, the chicks, all the habitat of penguins, then January and February will be your best bet. That's when the animals have hatched. This is where you see the baby chicks, penguins. You see the calves of the whales and the pups of the seals. As you get into late February and March, now those chicks turns or the chicks, the pups and the calves turn into adolescent, and they start the migrating process. There's hardly any snow, believe it or not, there's hardly any snow in the islands, etc. There is some type of snow, but not as much as if you were visiting in November, December, and January. So honestly, it's whatever you want to see, but I will tell you, no, there's not a month that's horrible to go to Antarctica. Maybe April as it gets colder, or now when it's like negative like 40 degrees right now in the summertime. In our summertime, their wintertime. So talking about the animals, you are going to experience going to the habitats of the animals. You are going to actually step on the continent. That's a very common question that we get. Am I going to step on the continent? Am I going to see the animals? And the answer is yes. Yes, you will. And we do know where these animals live. This particular animal it's the Gentoo penguin. Actually, no, it's not the Gentoo. It is the Adelie penguin. The Adelie penguin are they're there usually in January and February. They start migrating in late February. But they're the tuxedo penguin. I'll show you what the Gentoo penguin looks like and give you a little good tidbit about the Gentoo penguin. Talk about whales, you are going to possibly get some close encounters with whales. Humpback whales, the seine whale, the fin whale, the orcas, you're probably going to see a lot of them. Uh, Around this time to Antarctica it has a lot of krill, which obviously that is what the whales eat. And this is what they feed a lot of before they start their migration in March to northern areas in South America and even in North America. Couple of the penguins you're going to see, the three species of penguins in Antarctica. Starting with the Gentoo penguin, like I started to mention, the Gentoo penguin is the third largest penguin. The second largest is the king penguin, and obviously the largest penguin is the emperor penguin. The Gentoo penguin, fun fact, if you go to where their habitat is, it sounds like 1,000 or 1,000,000 mini Chewbacca's going up at the same time. They have that little Wookiee, kind of like Wookiee sound, and it's really cute. You get a laugh when you hear them. The chinstrap penguin, which is here, obviously it's called a chinstrap penguin because of that little black line that goes around their chin. And of course, the Adelie penguin, which I showed you earlier. These are beautiful penguins. Again, they're very curious animals. They're gonna come to you. You're not allowed to pet them. You're not allowed to touch them. But you're gonna get some great photographs. Some of the photographs that I got from Antarctica were amazing. In these penguins, and it's just I took the video, see their curious and playful nature, and it's just an amazing sight to see. You're gonna see a lot of birds. Albatross is one of them. Albatross is this one right here. A lot of birds with humongous wingspan. The Antarctic bird. You also have the Antarctic seals. Antarctic seals are family to the sea lions. They're not considered sea lions. They're considered Antarctic seals. Then you also have elephant seals as well. Those are family to the actual seals, and they're just humongous seals. Fun fact: the Antarctic seal, they have ears, and they stand up. That's why they're family to the sea lions. But the elephant seal and the Weddell seal do not. They actually do not stand up. They don't have the ears. And that's the difference between a seal and also a sea lion. And how do you know this, Andy? How do you know so much information about Antarctica? Because the lectures on board actually tells you every little single tidbit about these wonderful animals and the environment that they live. So let's talk about once you're in the continent, you're going to see these beautiful sites. How do you get to see these beautiful sites? A lot of folks have a lot of questions about that. And so depending on the amount of days you go to Antarctica. Now we have voyages that start at 9 days. That's the most popular one, the most common one. But there are some 11-day voyages as well. And I'll tell you what the difference are here in just a minute. But if you do it a 9-day voyage, you're going to be 4 days on the actual continent, 2 days in the Drake, 2 days returning back from the Drake. If you do the 11-day, you're now 6 days on the actual continent. Same thing, 2 days coming in, 2 days going out. So all these days that you're on the continent, we're going to take you to 2 different spots every single day. And that's really is the difference between us and our competitors, is because of our size, we can get to go to 2 different locations every single day. Now, you're probably asking yourself, is everyone going to have the same access? Can everybody going to see the same points to different locations? The answer is yes. Everybody gets a turn. We do split you up in groups depending on how many people are on the voyages. We switch on 3, 4, or even 5 groups, but everybody will get a turn. Everybody will get a group number or group letter, and we alternate who goes first, second, third, fourth, or fifth every single day. So sometimes we do start our day at 7 a.m. in the morning. The last group leaves at 11 a.m. and then we have lunch. You have a little break, and then we start the afternoon landings or safaris at 2 p.m. and we end the day at 6 p.m. So everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets the exact same amount of time. But just keep in mind one little thing. In Antarctica, the weather is sporadic, meaning to say the weather is king. Definitely everything that we do is all weather dependent. Now, if we cannot make a landing, usually what the ship does is to find another spot that has better weather. So we always try to squeeze in 2 different landings every single day. So the landings consist of 2 things. One, a zodiac safari. What is a zodiac safari, you say? Well, it's basically just the way it sounds. You're in a zodiac of 10. Now, we do help you onto the zodiac. That's one common question we get. Well, do I have to go down the stairs? How does everything look? Well, we are going to assist you. We have three crew members on each side that's going to assist you down into the zodiac. You get onto the zodiac, and the zodiac driver will take you around all the nooks, crevices, and kind of all the points that you have on the continent. You don't get off. So this is just a zodiac safari, kind of a little boat ride around. They will show you the habitats of the animals. The reasons why we don't get off is sometimes that we don't have an actual place to get off and see that these habitats or see these glaciers and icebergs and so forth and so on. But there are some opportunities that you actually get off, and these are the expedition landings. So this is the one that we dock in a place, and you get off the Zodiacs assisted. And you're probably asking yourself, well, do I have to be fit? Can I just how does all that getting off go? Well, we'll tell you to kind of get on the Zodiac, you flip your legs around, and then we will take you by the hand and or get off the Zodiac. Once you get off the Zodiac, we have markers that our expedition team has laid out for you, and you just kind of go around. Now, there are some activities that we do for more of the adventurous type. So sometimes we do hikes, we do some explorations. You can partake in that. If you don't want to, it's like, you know what, I just want to take pictures of the penguin and return back to the Zodiac because I have a glass of wine waiting for me, you can do that. So it's either no activity or as much activity. It is all up to you. There's no pressure. So you probably, if you're listening to this and you're saying, well, oh, I have kind of special needs. I can't walk very slow. I have hip replacement, knee replacements. Can I still do this? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. If you don't feel comfortable and you see where you're going, it's like, maybe this is not for me. Don't worry. You can tell your Zodiac driver. Then that Zodiac landing turns into the Zodiac safari, and it'll take you around to see the place and return you back to the ship. It's okay. Again, we accommodate everyone. If you're brave enough, you can definitely do the polar plunge. And this is something that we encourage you to do. It is once every cruise. And yes, folks, this is about 25 to 30 degree water. I've been told it's great for the body. I did it. It was fantastic. I did get a certificate, and my t-shirt that says I survived the polar plunge. Almost everybody gets to do it on the ship, and I will tell you, peer pressure is something else when you look at almost the whole, like a lot of people doing the polar plunge. But it's up to you. Again, no pressure though. Now, all of these things are included, but we do have other activities for you that are not included for you to enhance your experience. And this is one of them is going to be the kayaks. We have 30 kayaks on our vessels, and you can take them out if you want to. It is for additional charge. But folks, I will tell you, this is more for the expert kayakers. If this is your first time on a kayak, I really do not recommend this. This is for the folks that probably have done kayaking their whole lives, and this is again just one this is the ultimate experience to kayak in Antarctica. The second thing that we have, the second adventure that we have for a charge is open air camping. It's exactly how it sounds. No tents, your sleeping bag. We do give you some materials to keep warm, but it's just you, seals, penguins, stars. That's it. Uh, I would tell you that this is the most popular excursion. This is the one that gets booked up first. And it's just, and I know you're probably all shaking your heads like, I'm not going to do this. But I would tell you that the people that do it say it's been the best experience ever. Now, probably you're asking yourselves, what about the bathroom situation? We don't have porta johns, so I let the imagination run wild. Okay. So, as far as the 9-day itinerary, what does it look like? Well, basically, kind of just reviewed that on a previous slide. You're going to leave out of Buenos Aires down to Ushuaia. Then from Ushuaia, you cruise the Drake's Passage and onto the peninsula of Antarctica for about 4 days, and you return back to Ushuaia. The 11th day, what differs is that you're cruising the Antarctic Circle. We make a whole big deal out of it, a whole party out of the Antarctic Circle, and you're cruising past, I'm sorry, in southern, more south, excuse me, you're traveling south onto the continent. So you're definitely going to see other points that you would not get to see on the 9 day. If the Drake's Passage is not your thing, that's okay. We do have the fly option in November and December, which are the best times for you to fly to South King George Island. Oh wow, King George Island. I'm sorry, folks. So you go from Punta Arenas, Chile to King George Island, and there you're aboard the ship. You do cruise Antarctica for about 7 days, and then you return back to King George Island. We'll fly you back to Punta Arenas. So that is the Antarctic experience in a nutshell. So I'm just going to give you a little tour of what our vessels look like. I'm telling you, once you go back to small ships, you will never go back. So, a couple of things to review on board the vessel. You saw the vessel and all the areas that the vessel has, but let's talk about more about the stateroom. So, every stateroom is either verandas or better. The verandas are 270 square feet. We also have the Horizon stateroom, which is about 300 square feet. And then we have larger staterooms, being the Lux stateroom and also the suites. All in all, we have 98 staterooms in all. The staterooms are very comfortable. They have queen size beds. They're very spacious. But a lot of folks love the showers. We're very infamous for our showers, which you're probably thinking, how is that possible? Well, I would tell you, I'm 5'9". I actually do have a pretty long reach. And when I reach out, like from end to end, I hardly get to touch the wall. That's how large these showers are. They do have a bench for you to sit down, body jets. They have the rainfall shower head and also have the shower wand. And all of our products, we shampoo, lotion, conditioner, So everything that we have, all the amenities are by L'Occitane, which are high-end bath products. We also have robes, slippers for you. We are very specialist closets. So these are staterooms that also make your stay more enjoyable. This is obviously the veranda stateroom. Veranda staterooms are great as you can literally step outside. So it's great. I was the Floridian to have my parka on, my shorts, and my sandals because hey, I've always do that in the winter time. So why make Antarctica any different? I loved it because you can go outside, you can see the glaciers and you can see the icebergs right from my balcony. But some other folks did not want to bring the outside elements in or they want to be outside in the elements. So what they do is that they have the horizon stateroom, and that's the floor to ceiling window where the top window comes down. If you're thinking it sounds like a river cruise, yep, that's what we took. We basically took the Juliet balcony and made it into the horizon stateroom. The living room is large. So definitely if you want more living space, the horizon stateroom is the best one for you. As far as suites, we have 10 suites in all. The Journey Suite being the junior suite, Discovery and Navigator Suite. These all have butler service. Also, it does include special amenities like laundry and extensive room service menu. Our room service is 24 hours a day. It is complimentary. They bring your food, and we do have a selected menu for room service, but we have all different types of things, whether it be wraps, burgers, pizza, you name it, and they bring your food in like little happy meals. So really, really cute. And for room service, now this is all the staterooms, by the way, and also the kind of little feel good thing about the room service is you can order alcohol to your stateroom if you want to. So if you have if you're in that being your stateroom vibe and you want to order some glasses of wine, you could definitely order room service and they will bring you some glasses of wine. So it's really great. As far as dining, in Antarctica, we have three different venues on the ship, but in Antarctica we only have one, and obviously the elements are the reasons why we only have one. Our dining rooms are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's very flexible. We don't have set times. Basically, when you're hungry, just coming into the dining room. For breakfast and lunch, we have sit down service, but also we have buffet service. So you can get a combination of both if you want to, or whatever your preference is. For dinner, it is all sit down service. We have an extensive wine menu. We change our culinary menu every single day. We have different nights, whether it be Asian night, Portuguese night, and we do have Portuguese influenced dishes as our parent company is from Portugal. We have vegan menus. We service all different types of dietary needs, and then we also have for those folks that do not want to explore with their food, we do have kind of the comfort foods, whether it be a New York strip steak with truffle fries, mashed potatoes every single night if you want to. If you want pasta, fish, we have all of those more comfort food um, dishes on our menu. So that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing for children. If you do have children, definitely they are welcome for Antarctica. They have to be at least 8 years old. For everyone else, is 12 months. But keep in mind, we don't have kids programs or anything like that. This is more suitable for high school age children or older. It's actually, they do very, very well. One thing, parents, that I would tell you is that with your high school kids, one thing that every parent says to me when they visit Antarctica is that the devices don't work. So you have that one-to-one family time, which again, a lot of parents love that. So I would tell you that 2025 Antarctica, unfortunately, and this is 2024, 2025 season. So this season that's coming up here in November, December, January, February, March of 2025, we're sold out. So definitely want to see what the hype is all about. Why are we sold out for Antarctica? Well, we do it very well, and we want to extend a special deal for you for 2025, 2026. We have a lot of ability opened up. We're giving you basically the pick of the litter. You pick whatever stateroom at the lowest price. That is the veranda or the horizon stateroom at the lowest price that we have to offer. You can pick whatever staterooms you want, just to try us out for Antarctica for next season. This is going to be for October through March of 2026. And this promotion expires on September 30th. So definitely mark your calendars and call our great partners at cruise.com for you to reserve your Antarctic experience. One last thing, if you're a veteran or active reservist or retired military, we're going to give you another promotion, an additional savings up to 20% for Antarctica and other voyages. If you have a certain date in mind, contact your travel advisor at cruise.com. They'll let you know what dates we have this great military promotion. And with that said, I'm going to leave you with just a taste of what our Antarctica experience is. I will tell you that this video was shot by one of our travel partners. They went and they did interviews with actual guests, not actors or anything like that. He went on a voyage and started interviewing our guests about the experience of Antarctica. And this was his video.
When I was young, for me, speaking of Antarctica was like speaking of Mars or the Moon or some Jupiter, whatever, other planet. And being here right now, oh, it's a passion.
In my wildest dreams, I didn't really imagine myself ever being here. Because it's just such a... It almost feels like another planet.
This has literally been a life-changing trip. It's really an opportunity of a lifetime.
It's just mind-blowing, like something that you'll never get to experience again. I just feel so fortunate to be here.
It gives you goosebumps. It's the experience of a lifetime.
You just had like a rush of adrenaline and energy in your body.
Am I really here? It's really powerful.
Paddling through the ice floes, getting up near the icebergs was a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
All the different colors of the icebergs.
You see all these turquoise, beautiful colors.
Yeah, they have like different shades of blue.
We were within 2 meters of this massive humpback whale. Eventually it woke up and then just deep dived right next to us, so we had an amazing shot of its tail and fantastic.
One of the coolest things I think you can do when you come to Antarctica on an expedition cruise is camp here on the continent. It's a penguin right here. Right here.
Honestly, I had zero interest in doing the polar plunge. It was actually really fun and it was over so fast and really a highlight. Now I kind of want to do it again. They should offer it at 8 a.m. every morning.
The guests appreciate the comfort of the ship, the fact that the ship is pretty much brand new.
Ours are the biggest that I've ever seen on a cruise ship.
We had a beautiful window that looked out over everything, and we could lower it and look out, and we had a big sitting area.
I thought that was top notch.
You'll not go hungry.
Everything is so amazing.
And we want to try every single thing.
And the staff in the dining room have become people we look forward to seeing 3 times a day.
And they don't repeat the menu either. Every day is just something different. It's
A little bit Brazilian yesterday, right?
They do, yeah.
The guests go off the ship very happy and feeling, and actually a lot of them emotional, you know. On the last couple of days you feel that.
You don't need to change anything. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Been a great trip. Look, I'm crying.
Antarctica has that vastness that makes you feel small, but also part of the bigger world around you.
There he is.
This for me is the peak. It doesn't get any better than this, I don't think. I'm not sure how we top this next year.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Christina.
And we are Atlas World Travelers.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Tim, and we're Atlas World Travelers.
We are Atlas World Travelers. Go on.
And we are Atlas World Travelers.
I'm Rick.
I'm Alice, and we are Atlas World Travelers.
We are Atlas World Travelers. Come on!
So the last outfits that you see those girls wearing, those actually are the outfits for the kayaks. So you have a full-on different gear when you're on the kayaks. And of course, it's because, the element's a little bit different, the kayaks than you were on the Zodiacs. So that is the Atlas Antarctica experience. Thank you so much for joining. Chris, I'll throw it back to you to go ahead and wrap up everything.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. And to take advantage of the deals that Andy mentioned earlier, give us a call at 866-684-6841. And one of our travel agents would love to book you on your next Atlas voyage. Or give one of our travel agents a call. A lot of you guys are partnered with our travel agents here at cruise.com that you know and you're familiar with. So give them a call and they will have the update on the deals that are offered tonight. I really, really enjoy the casual atmosphere that you guys are cultivating there. Is because you go out, you see the most amazing things, and then you come home, you come back on board, and you get to just dress down, as casual or as classy as you would like, and go to dinner and just have an amazing meal. And during that video where you see everyone at dinner just eating the most amazing food and laughing and talking about their time that they just had outdoors, that just seems like the dream. I'm ready. You've already sold it to me. I'm ready for it.
We'd love to have you.
Thank you. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to interject. You can unmute yourself, or on Facebook, you can definitely, give us a question in the chat, and you are good to go. And we'd love to answer any of your questions, especially if you have an Atlas voyage coming up. We would love to know, share any of your stories or what you're looking forward to seeing. But we'll give it a second. Andy, you said you went back in February. That must have been amazing. How many days did you do? Did you do the 9-day or the 11th day?
I did 9. I did
Okay.
9 days, and that was just a little bit. That was just perfect for me. The 4 days in the continent. I definitely will do the 11-day next. But the 9-day was what's just great for me, and I saw I saw a lot of sights. I did actually on a Zodiac ride, a Zodiac safari. I went through an underwater cave, which was amazing.
Wow.
All the different shades of blue, like in the video was saying. And this cave wasn't man-made. It was actually by a lot of the obviously the snow melting and all that stuff was going on there. The penguins were the best sights for me. I definitely, the Gen 2 penguin, I fell in love with the Gen 2 penguin. They're very curious animals. It's just everything. I'm a Floridian, things are very flat where I live, and just to see all the mountains and the glaciers and the icebergs, it was just something very different, something that I really got to soak in. I didn't mention Water's Edge, and you probably saw it on the video. I did go down Water's Edge and I saw all the sea ice, and it's just a different experience that as the ship goes on and moving from point to point, you can definitely see sometimes even the animals that actually are riding with you. So being dolphins, being whales, whatever the case is. And if you just want to just grab a glass of wine, maybe hot cocoa, and sit down there at Water's Edge, the seats are actually heated, so you won't get cold. And it's kind of a very great experience just to see what the captain sees. We also have, an open bridge policy. So sometimes the captain does open up the bridge. You can talk to the captain, see what they see. So yeah, it was an amazing trip.
Wow. I definitely love the idea that you mentioned earlier where, you're just very disconnected, no planes. You are definitely going to hear silence and just the sound of nature. Even when you step out into your balcony or, you pull the veranda down, that just really connects you with where you are. And you really, you really enjoy and get a sense of connection with the place that you're at.
Right.
So does it seem like we have any questions? Feel free to send me an email or shoot us a DM on Facebook if you have any questions later viewing this presentation. But thank you so much, Andy, for the amazing presentation you gave us this evening. And once again, give us a call at cruise.com one more time, 866-684-6841. Thank you so much for coming this evening, and have a great day.